Hey, here we are. This is it. Another surprise late night live. We are here. And, oh gosh, wow. There's a good 8 of you in here. Even though I scheduled it immediately after the previous one, we've got a good 8 of you in here. My goodness me. Wow. Wow. We're doing pretty well, aren't we? But we're not going to do as long. We won't do as long. We're going to do about an hour or so. We'll do roughly an hour of this live, but here we are. Hello, Anthony. Good to see you. Heather. Hello, Heather. Honestly, it's always wonderful seeing you on here. I would never say hello without lots of nice long hugs and things. Hello to you. And Betty. Hello, Betty and Steve. We're only going to do about 1 hour, Betty. We're only going to do about 1 hour of this live stream, just to say. And Heidi, we're only going to do about 1 hour. And then the next late night live is not until next week. But there to be other live streams during the course of this week and certainly Saturday. Because if you see on the upcoming live streams, you'll see which ones will be upcoming and all that and what's to come after this one. And hello to Heidi. Always a big, nice long hug always to you, Heather. I'd always give you a big, nice long hug. Aww. No. I mean, well, you'd be good at it anyway, giving a big, nice, long, protective hug and all that. You know. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for acknowledging others, especially Heather, Betty, and Heidi. Thank you. Thank you. Samantha, hello to you. And always Sapper gets great excitement, a great thrilling excitement whenever seeing you in here. Well, it's always on Sapper's content. There's a thrilling excitement whenever you're around and all that. And hello to Pamela. Hello to Pamela Garza. Hello to you. Oh. And hello to Bradders14. Hello to you. Hello, Anthony. Good evening, Matt. Good evening to you. Bradders, Trowbridge, Wiltshire. Oh, so you're not obscenely far from where I am. Fortunately, it's not too difficult to get a train from Hove to Trowbridge. All I'd have to do is go from my hometown to Portsmouth, and then it's Portsmouth to Trowbridge when you get the Cardiff service. So we should meet one day. We should meet one day, Bradders. We should meet. And I'm guessing you're an enthusiast. Wait a moment. If I go to channel. Yes, Bradders, he's got a channel. He's got a channel. And he's an enthusiast. I'm very well, thank you, Pamela. Oh, Pamela, I'm absolutely mortified. I should have given you a big, nice, long hug, Pamela. And a big, nice, long hug always to you, Pamela. I'm very well. Just a little mortified that I'd forgotten to give you the big, nice, long hug. That's all. I'm sure you always expect a big, nice, long hug from your grandchildren. I mean, not the babies as of yet, because they wouldn't understand what it is. But I'm sure I was probably referring to the ones who are just under 6 years of age. I'm sure you always expect. I'm sure that the grandchildren who are a little bit older than the baby grandsons always give you lots of big, nice, long hugs, Pamela. I'm sure you probably say, "Oh, please give Grandma a big, nice, long hug, or otherwise Grandma will be sad," and all that. You know. Hello to Silly Sausage. Hello. Need to start uploading again. No worries, no worries. We can only do what we can, Bradders, that's all. The babies don't hug yet. No, I know the babies won't hug, they won't be able to hug yet, but their smiles melt your heart. I wasn't referring to the babies. I was referring to those who were just under 6 years of age. I'm sure it's always with you. You'd be like, oh, please give Grandma a hug, or otherwise she'll be sad. Nothing more special. Totally right, Samantha. Totally right. The older ones hug your legs. Oh, God. Oh, they sound quite cheeky, don't they? They sound cheeky if they hug your legs. No. But I'm sure you can't get enough of giving them lots of nice long hugs and cuddles and things. Because after all, you're their wonderful, loving grandmother, aren't you, Pamela? And I hope Braveheart the cat as well. And gosh, in about 6 minutes, we've had a good 20 of you in here. Wow, we're certainly doing well, given how fairly quickly we've this was scheduled and all that. They live far away, big. I visit as often as I can. Oh gosh, wow, that obviously that is something. That is something. But I'm sure it's always they're always valuable experiences for you, Pamela, given how far your grandchildren live from you. You shall have a look. I'm not familiar with Barrett Leddy either. Wait a moment, I need to look up Barrett Leddy, because I've heard the name often. Barrett Leddy, he's the voice actor. He's a young voice actor. And he's appeared in films such as Lego Disney Princess, The Castle Quest, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Bungo and Alchemist, Bread Barbershop, and 44 Cats. That's apparently the one you're referring to, Anthony Barrett Leddy, and all that. You have one grandson, he's your sunshine, no, I know your grandson means a lot to you, Samantha. Well, of course, you're a wonderful grandmother. Who anybody could love dearly, especially your grandson. He is her pride and joy, to tell you of things, Pamela. Samantha's grandson is her pride and joy, who she just loves to bits. Well, I think any other grandmother would love and value Samantha's love towards her grandson. I think any grandmother would. And I think any grandmother would love and value your love and pride and joy towards your grandchildren, Pamela. Really? Barrett Leddy was born the day after you was. How interesting. How very, very interesting learning of this from you. You always get Nana huggles. Not surprised. Not surprised. Oh, I imagine you always love giving him the cuddles and huggles to your grandson. In the way Carla in Wales can never get enough. In the way Carla can never get enough of giving her little girls cuddles and things. Like the name Barrett. It's an interesting name. Barrett. Interesting name. But impressive, Samantha. Impressive learning that your grandson is getting independent for his very young age. Oh, I think I missed someone. Heather. Hello to you, lovely Heather. Heather Arredondo. We did have Heather in Canada on here earlier on, Heather. So we've got the two Heathers in here. And C Gypsy, hello to you. Hello, C Gypsy. I'm not saying hello to you and Heather without giving both of you the big hugs. Nice big hugs to you always. Oh, and there's Harriet. Hello to you. Please be nice to Harriet. Please be especially nice to Harriet, because Harriet has been unwell recently. Harriet's been unwell, and which contributed, unfortunately, to a 6-pound weight loss. So please do be kind to Harriet. And Harriet, do be assured, come in the run-up to Christmas time. Come in the run-up to Christmas time, I shall be sending you the 40 quid in your Christmas card, Harriet. That's what I'm going to do. Once I receive your address, just to tell everybody, Harriet will be sending me her address privately, not publicly, because that's what makes things all the more very, very dangerous. And once the address has been sent to me, then without hesitation, sending the postcard with the 40 quid. A quid is £1. 40 quid is £40, Pamela. Thank you, Heather. Yes, it's love to Harriet. You know, oh, howdy, howdy, Zeph, howdy, howdy, and hugs to you always. A big, nice, not a long hug to you. Lots of big, nice, long hugs to you. Yes. Oh, hello, Jody. Hello, Jody. Certainly wonderful seeing you. Yes, I'm going to make the Christmas card myself. I'm going to make it myself, yes. A quid is 40 quid. Pamela, you've got your answer from Samantha. You've got your answer from her. Ah, ouch, itchy nose. Oh, dear. Oh, Samantha, you're always so lovely. Hello to all. Hello, Bigfoot. Hello, Bigfoot. Oh, goodness. Well, the Bigfooted man would be Tommy Gardner and Heather Arredondo's husband. They'd be the big-footed man, since they take size 15, since they have both size 15 feet, to tell you one things, Harriet. So I'm not sure who was the Bigfoot you're referring to and all that. Oh, thank you, Samantha. Thank you. As are you. You, in a way, you are a lovely, caring grandmother. I would say that. Big shoes. Well, I imagine Matt's big-footed as well because of his 6'2" height. So obviously, given his height, it would contribute to big feet, big shoes. Obviously, Matt is Bigfoot. Well, he is very tall. To tell you one thing, Harriet, this, though it may unnerve you in one way or another, Matt is 6'2". Oh my goodness, that's huge. Size 12. Oh gosh. Well, can I tell you something, Matt? My friend Stephen, he's the same height as you. He has a size 13. He's got size 13 feet at your height, Matt. And but Tommy Gardner, who's taller than you, he's a size 15, as you know. And Heather's husband, who's 6'5", he's a size 15 as well. So can you imagine that? Only 5'8", same as me. You're the same as me, brothers. I'm 5'8" as well. Same as me. Same as me. One could describe me as 5'8" and 11 stone. Your father is 6'2", your mother is 5 foot. This does happen, silly sausage. This does happen. This does happen. Oh, Dave Bryan's here. Hello to Dave. Obviously no David Scott, but we've got Dave Bryan. You've said this to me before, Samantha, yes. Said this to me before. Yeah, I know somebody who's got size 12 feet as well, Matt, but the difference is he's 6'5" of height. So, size 8. I'm a size 8 as well, brothers. I'm size 8 as well. Same as you. The only difference is I'm 2 stone lighter than you. 13 stone, gosh. Oh my goodness. 13 stone. Well, I'm not going to go any further because otherwise I'll get into so much trouble if I go too far. Bandit Leddy, he's a voice actor, Dave. Bandit Leddy is a voice actor. Quite well known. Hello, Ringer Mikey. Hello once again. No, 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 no. Brothers, I need to make a clear point to you. I've actually been when I've made I actually have there have been times when I've made fun of people's weight, and I was actually seen to have been fat shaming because of that, and I have been in trouble for that. So I cannot go any further after that. So there you are. Now I know you're 5'4", Heather, you've said before. You're just short of David. You're just short of David's height, who's 5'4.5". My best friend, you're talking a short man with David Scott. You're not fat, you're cuddly. Yes, we've got to be careful. We've got to be careful. You're 5'10". That's reasonable height for a man, Mikey. That's reasonable height. But you've got Matt, who's 6'2", and Tommy, who's 6'3". Yes, this is true. You're 14 though. That's not too bad for. I mean, that's not a bad height, Mikey. That's not a bad height for 14, 5'10". I think you're probably going to be neither too tall, neither too short as a fully grown man, Mikey. So that's that's neither too tall, neither too short. I've met many 14-year-olds who are about 6 foot and over. To tell you something, Mikey. Yes, I know, Samantha. I know that. You can talk about your big mouth anytime. You follow your father at 6'1". Oh gosh. Oh gosh, wow, you're tall, silly sausage. You're sure certainly taller than I. 6 foot and over. But oh my goodness, Heather, you're 100 pounds less than your husband. Well, I'm guessing your husband is a very, very large man, which is my guess, Heather. But no offence to your dearly loved husband, of course, but I imagine he's quite a large man, if you're 100 pounds less than your husband. But there's nothing wrong with being small, Heather. There's nothing wrong with being small. Though we can always protect you, whether it's verbally protecting you or physically protecting you through protective hugs and things. I mean, we could certainly give you lots of protective hugs and things and all that. So always, so we can always protect you. I mean, no small thing as you are, Heather. There's just a small amount of you to protect. That's all. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with small, but there's nothing wrong with small and nothing wrong with large. There's nothing wrong with little and large. But to describe David and I when seeing us, uh, ooh, uh, uh, it's not exactly little and large, David and I, when you see us at 5'4.5" and 5'8". Because it's not exactly little and large, but there's a visible height difference between the two of us. Once a Texan, always a Texan. Well said, Pamela. No, I know, Pamela. Yes, because you're taller than I. But I know people who are taller than you, Pamela. Just to tell you odd things. But I imagine your husband is a tall man. That's my guess, Pamela. I imagine he's a tall man. Yes, you said before, Heather, your husband's 6'5", and he's what, 100 pounds heavier than you, as you said. I mean, wow. I mean, he must be a large man, if anything. No, but he's your protector, isn't he? I'd imagine. I mean, but please, Heather, there's nothing wrong with weighing 100 pounds less than your husband. There's nothing wrong with being small. Like I said before, Heather, um, there's only just a small amount of you for us to protect, to look out and protect you, towards you and all that. Whether it's verbally protecting you when we say, "Oh, do be careful, please take care, won't you?" or giving you a nice long protective hug and all that. There's just it just makes it easier for us to look out and protect you, Heather. That's all. There's nothing wrong with being small, and there's nothing wrong with little and large between a loving and very happily married couple. That's what I'd say to you on that. And you're always lovely to all of us, Heather, which is why we love you dearly. I'd be sad if you had a small mouth who would keep me in line. You live 20 years in the Big D area. Oh, well, you dig being small. You dig being small with a large husband. He isn't far. Didn't you mean he isn't far or isn't far? Your husband is quite tall. Same height as my friend. Pamela, he's the same height as my friend. So not as tall as Heather's husband. But Pamela, to tell you something, my friend Jodie's sister, I think she's about 5 feet, something like that. Oh, sorry. I think you made a mistake. Never mind, Heather. You dig being small with a large husband. He isn't fat. No, I mean, you can be large but not fat. This is true. This is true. Your brother's tallest at 6'7", but Pamela, since you said you've got a tall husband, Jodie, who's on here, her sister, who's quite very little for height, is only around about 5 feet, I think, something like that. She married a guy who was, I think, about 6'8", something like that. So could you imagine what they would look like, 5 foot and 6 foot, roughly 5 foot and roughly 6'8", respectively? Could you imagine that? Um, could you imagine that, Pamela? Could you imagine that? See, Gypsy, hello. Good. Oh, sorry, I need to read what you said. Good things come in small packages. This is true. To tell you something, see, Gypsy, Heather, my good friend Heather, she would tell you exactly the same thing. Tall as she may well be, she would tell you exactly the same thing in her lovingly friendly way. That all good things come in small packages. You know. But there was something Mikey said. I missed what Mikey said. I need to go back. No one can be as short as your mate. Really, Ringer Mikey. Really, Ringer Mikey. Um, I mean, how short is your mate? Because my bestie, David, he's 5'4.5". He has to drive a convertible, very cold in the winter. Not surprisingly, not surprising. I was referring to Heather Shinny Gonzalez, Heather, who would say something like that. What C Gypsy was saying. All good things come in small packages. You know. Well, how about a nice long protective hug to you, Heather? How about a nice long protective hug to you? No. A small thing as you may be, Heather. A small thing as you may well be. Um, we'd always look out for you, as protectively as possible. At least they still do the cattle drive. Always loved Dallas. Yeah, I can imagine over the years. Yeah, yeah. Uh, no, yes, no, you can imagine what 5 foot and 6 foot 8 would look like, Pamela. You imagine what it would look like. But with David and I, it's not quite little and large for David and I, because David's 5 foot 4.5 and I'm 5 foot 8. So both of us are, well, we're shorter than you and your husband, but it's not exactly little and large, but yes, but it's a fairly visible difference one way or another. I didn't have squid pizza, no, I had fish and vegetable supper. Harriet, well, you know what I'm like, don't you? Grew up in Houston, went to school in Austin. Austin spent decades in Dallas. They've all changed so much. I can imagine they've changed over the years. I could imagine. You'd be extremely shocked if you met someone who was 7 foot. I mean, 7 foot is something. It's astonishing height, 7 foot. They have, I can imagine. Your son-in-law is 6 foot 3 and your daughter's 5 foot 3. Oh, bless your daughter. Bless your daughter. Come over during the cattle drive. That's done on Streamyard, Pamela. That's done on Streamyard. You know, when you click on the comment, it would highlight, but that's done on Streamyard. That would only be done on Streamyard, Pamela, where comments can come up, and if you click a comment, it would be all highlighted. But this is not Streamyard, by the way. That's only done on Streamyard. But to tell you something, Pamela, you'd be happy to know there are to be some upcoming Streamyard live streams later this week. You're only 15 and still growing. Well, you're certainly tall for 15. No, I've seen a lot more taller teenagers these days. I really have. We have a club here called the Tall Cincinnatian. Most are over 6 foot, I could imagine. I could imagine. Oh, how about a nice long protective hug to you, Sea Gypsy? How about a nice long protective hug? But Bradders said something that I missed, Bradders. There was a 7 foot bloke on TV before. You can get many 7 foot people on the television, Bradders. You're not on StreamYard. I've always seen your comments whenever I've done a StreamYard live stream, Zeph. You're having the children make me a Christmas card. You're crap at. You're a crap artist. Oh, not to worry. Not to worry, Harriet. No, I know you're on YouTube. I know you're on YouTube. I do know that, Zeph, but I've always seen you comment on the YouTube, and whenever I've done a StreamYard live stream, which does the YouTube live. Now I know you don't have StreamYard, I know that, but when I'm doing a live stream on StreamYard, YouTube live on the StreamYard, and I see your comment, I do generally see your comments, and I highlight them whenever I can, or with anybody. I think you will need to have clothes specially made if you keep growing. Brother, size 15 feet. Oh, silly sausage. My friend Tommy, well, mine and Matt's friend Tommy, he's got size 15 feet as well. But the difference is he's only 6'3" of height, silly sausage. He's only 6'3" with size 15 feet. So you could I mean, and 6'7", size 15 feet. He's obviously gonna have good stability. It'll certainly stop him falling over, that's the main thing. Size 15 feet. Do they build his shoes in a ship on a shipyard?